let's talk about something else I thought was pretty embarrassing. Do you guys want to get into the whole AJ Styles, Avery Styles, and Eric Cannon stuff going on?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
for context, this is how this all started. So, people who don't know, Avery Styles worked a show for GCW, right? That went down, and apparently, this is how it went. If I can share it, let me see what's going on. Is this it? Hold on, sorry. No, it's not. Right here. So apparently, there's some big stuff going down. Blah blah. Natalia made a comment, right? So this is how it all started. So, Cream, you want to start this real quick, and I'll go through the timeline and catch everybody up to speed who doesn't know what's going on.
Sure thing. Alrighty, so this is a quote from Natty Neidhart, right?
Yeah. From
Yeah,
Fightful. She did an interview with Fightful.
Yeah. Okay. It says, I was able to go to GCW yesterday and watch Avery Styles and one of our dungeon students, Marcus Mathers, wrestle. And they blew me away. They blew me away. They're so young. I don't know why I said it like that. They're so young. And they have so much presence. And they just love this. They study it. They think about it. They eat, sleep, breathe, fight, scratch, claw, and want this. So after their match, I went up to Avery Styles and Marcus Mathers because Marcus already trained with us in the dungeon. I was like, man, Avery, I would love to get you in the dungeon because that's a wild statement because I love his passion. I could feel his passion pouring through his soul, and I loved in the match. What I really liked is that he didn't win the match. It showed me, I said this to Avery, I said, it showed me that you're willing to pay your dues, that you're not just gonna come into the industry as AJ Styles' son. That has to be pampered and coddled, and he wants to earn it. He wants to pay his dues. I love that. Okay.
So that's that comment she made, right? What Fightful. Then Eric Cannon, who's a indie, pretty much, almost gonna be real, a fucking nobody. The people that know him, but the people who don't give a fuck. He got like multiple name drops last week at SummerSlam for the pre-show and like the post-show, or like other people like CM Punk and etc. So he quote tweeted this, right? And there it is right there. And this is what he had to say. And then we'll have the rebuttals and their back and forth between AJ Styles. So, Cream, you want to keep on reading this, and I'll keep going forward.
Yeah, he says, as someone who watched this kid skirt away from helping with a single thing at this very show, I'd just like to say, lol, effing lol.
So there's that comment. Then AJ got wind of it. He went on Twitter being Papa Bear, right? So This is what AJ had to reply back to that.
And AJ wrote, he was paid to wrestle at JCW, not help you put up and take down the ring. That sounds like your job. You just sound like a jealous douche.
Yeah, he's right. Like it's some nobody. Anyway.
Oh, and then it continues. Oh my God. And then Eric Cannon says, I have all the respect in the world for you, AJ. I understand why you defend your son, and it is admirable. But the fact remains, he can stay AJ's kid, continue to skirt responsibility and paying dues, or he can earn respect of his peers and stand on his own as Avery.
And then
it continues even farther. AJ says, you don't have to ask someone to have dinner at your house and have them do the dishes. You don't ask someone to have dinner at your house and have them do the dishes. He was asked to wrestle at JCW. Although grateful for the opportunity, a vet would have talked to him professionally, or at least face-to-face. And then he writes, 20-year vet and promoter asked him to help chairs twice. Instead of helping, he hid in the locker room until everything was done. My 2 cents isn't going to affect his future. With all due respect, you stating he doesn't want to or doesn't need to help is only doing him a disservice.
Who are you?
I don't know what the fuck is... okay, I'm of two minds, right? They do this shit like this is like a very, like, I guess not an old school, but it's like a thing of okay, we need you to help set up the ring, take down the ring, because we can't afford staff. We already got a tight budget, and so in order so we can pay you, you're going to have to do a little bit more work. You're going to have to probably work the merch table maybe, or you're going to have to help build the ring or set up the chairs or sweep or something like that. I get that, and I think it's understandable. And to be honest, you probably should help out with that stuff, right? It shows that you're committed, and it helps out people who are trying to put on smaller wrestling shows that actually give you opportunities to go further. This is JCW, dude. At one point, people were looking at them like they were the number 1 or number 2 number 3 company in North America, right? People were looking at them ahead of TNA. They are bringing in top tier wrestlers all the time. There is no reason why they can't be paying people to fucking take down chairs. You're working Hammerstein Ballroom. So I don't think that applies here. If you're working like random indie in like Kansas City, yeah, get the fucking work. If you're working whatever that fucking show Rikishi was putting on where Raja Jackson showed up, you probably should be helping set up and tear down and stuff like that. Cool. JCW, maybe you guys just need to fucking, I don't know, pay people. Like, you do huge shows all the time. You get massive amounts of people coming in. Like, I think this one is like a weird situation where it's like, look, you probably should have done that, but also you as JCW, why are you making all the wrestlers do the teardown for you?
If they are okay, it's like you said, if it's a budget they can't afford a crew to do so, I understand. But also too, it's like a Comic-Con.
You don't need a crew. Like, you could look, maybe something like the ring you get the wrestlers to set up or whatever, but the chairs you could get like high school kids.
Yeah, you could just pay them or locals.
Well,
it's funny you should say that because Eric posted this the next day showing a picture of Jimmy Hart putting up chairs. I don't have a problem with this, but also I kind of have a problem with this, and the other way I don't.
Jimmy Hart should not be the one putting up chairs. Like, no offense.
Exactly.
Jimmy Hart is a senior. He's an elderly man. He should not be. You should not be basically being like, this elderly man was putting up chairs for us. That's not a dub.
Yeah,
like
Jimmy Hart.
The other part of it.
Look, and look, maybe Jimmy Hart just volunteered. Okay,
probably.
But
that's what I think.
But if it's one of these things where it's like we don't have anyone to put up chairs, and now the elderly man, and that's not to insult him, it's a fact. Yeah, he's an older man. Is now 80s. Having to. Yeah, now we're having an 80-year-old doing our chair setup. Yep. Maybe there's something. Maybe there's a problem.
That's a problem. And also, I think you get to a certain status. I don't really feel like you should.
I don't want to see Sting putting up fucking chairs at house.
I don't want to see Brock Lesnar putting up chairs or Undertaker or Austin. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't want to see Jimmy Hart putting chairs out there. Like, it's nice of him to do that, but I don't want to fucking see that. Yeah, like this is a situation where it's like this makes everyone look bad in this situation. Like, one, is AJ Styles' kid spoiled a little bit? Probably. Like, probably is. But is JCW being a bit dirtbaggy? Yeah, and actually they have a pretty good track record of doing some fucking just stupid shit. I won't even say shady shit. I'll just say dumb shit.
Well, here's
like they don't know how to run a business at all.
Well, here's the funny thing. Even Ring of Honor back in the day, I found this out. And I should have pulled that tweet up. I forgot to. AJ Styles talked to Gabe Sapolsky, who works NXT now, and he told AJ that when they had Ring of Honor, they didn't have a ring. They hired a ring crew. They didn't have the wrestlers come in there and put the ring up. And like again, my thing is like I don't have a problem if someone like they're short staffed. And it's like, hey, can you guys mind helping us tear down the ring afterwards or set up some chairs or whatever? That's fine. But like people like Jimmy Hart, to me, if unless he wants to do so, he shouldn't have to be doing this said thing unless he wants to do it to feel important or feel like he gets his money's worth from the promoter or
he's just maybe he's just trying to be helpful. Like, that's cool too. And like You're only if you've ever tried to argue with a senior citizen, you're gonna lose every single time. You ever try to argue with your grandparents about like stupid shit like this, or it'll be like you're doing something and they'll come out and be like, no, I'm doing it. And you can't win. They're gonna do it.
Yeah,
they're gonna do it eventually. So there is that. But again, maybe if you wanted to do a thing where it's like, I don't know, maybe it's also the approach. I don't know. I think a lot of the times you can attract more flies with honey than vinegar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if you go and you make a case of, no, this is going to be a learning experience for you. Come here. We're going to show you how we set up these chairs, right? I know it sounds stupid, but you kind of get a better lay of the land. And then we come in, we show you how we do the ring. That's helpful. That's really helpful, I think, for a wrestler. You should understand how the ring operates, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have done it like that. I'm sure they probably were like, get out there, you gotta fucking do this. And he's like, what? No, I'm not getting paid to do that.
Yeah, and again,
to be honest, if someone approached me to do something and was like, I need you to do this, and it's like, no, you're not paying me to do that. It's like, well, I need you to do it anyways. I'd say, fuck you, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do it either.
So I can't even blame it. But like again, a lot of this has to do with probably two different approaches that aren't meshing well. And then instead of dealing with it like professionals, it just gets dealt with on fucking Twitter.
And that's the thing too. This should have been done in private. And I know that I have a lot of problems with Brett Lauderdale. I think that's what his name is. I have a lot of problems with him. But he made a statement on Twitter and saying, yeah, he doesn't represent what JCW said about this incident, blah, blah, blah. He's speaking for his own personal perspective, which is fine. But again, I think it's a damned if you do and damned if you don't thing. Like if you don't help put up a ring, or like someone asks you, hey, can you put some chairs up or put the ring up? I think you kind of do get heat a little bit with the boys, and you get heat
because it's like again the whole dues thing, or like
old school mentality.
It's like a non-aggressive way of doing it. It's hazing without it being actual hazing.
Yeah. And again, it's like it's like if you go to a Comic-Con, right? Like you don't see Robert Downey Jr. putting up seats for the convention, right? He's a big enough name. And I'm not saying that Avery Styles is a big enough name, but like there's a certain point, like in Hulk Hogan's career, he didn't go to a territory and set up rings and put the chairs up.
Yeah, did Austin set up chairs at a certain point? Yeah.
Like, and it's a bigger promotion. It's JCW, like or GCW, sorry, not JCW, GCW, and like I don't know. I would have expected that they would have had maybe a small group, but a group there to go and do this.
Yeah,
I didn't. So what is like fucking? Are you bringing like Ricky Starks and was he having to set up fucking chairs?
Yeah, Ricky Starks. Or are you just
because if it's then just something for like the young guy that you're not even paying that much, I don't know. I'd get a little pissed off. I'm gonna have to do more work for less money. I'd be annoyed at that. Whether you want to call it paying dues or whatever, like I'm not working for free. That's bullshit. No one should work for free. That's stupid.
No, but again, this is what these guys want. They want them to. To me, this is a way back in the day of the promoters to use wrestlers just to put up their ring because they couldn't afford a crew or etc. Right?
Oh yeah, it was a way of getting free labor out of people.
Yeah, and it's like, well, you're paying your dues, brother. You're helping set up the ring. You're learning what it takes to what it takes to set up a ring and to do a show every night or a week, right? Again, I don't have a problem with it, but again, I think it just depends on how the approach is. Like putting up chairs is pretty much nothing. That's fine. But if you want me to do like put up the chairs, build the ring, go out there and sell tickets, and then go in there and
move boxes for merch.
Yeah. It's just like I'm not doing all that shit. Yeah, I'll help you with chairs, but I'm not doing all the shit because I'm here to wrestle. I'm not here to be your free manual labor.
Yeah.
I'm here paying my dues in the ring, trying to get better. But again, it's a double-edged sword. It's like if you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. It's like a lot of people have been making comments about this whole situation, including like Cody Rhodes. Cody made a statement about it on Twitter. Right there, if someone wants to read that.
Yeah, so Cody Rhodes weighs in on the Avery Styles situation. Avery is 19. His father was paying dues and making sacrifices throughout the young man's youth that some people may never understand when your family is holding down the fort. To simplify, he's already set up the fucking chairs. I guess I understand where he's coming from, but I also don't think this is like the right approach. I don't know. Like, I think this whole situation has been handled poorly by everyone that we've seen.
And Erik,
and this is the least poorly it's been handled, because I understand the argument he's making that, like, yeah, well, his dad wasn't around. But it's also like, that's a different situation. Like that is different than this.
And I think Cody's coming from like a third generation perspective.
And that's not to discount that, because that's definitely an impact on life in general. But like, I just don't. I don't know if we can really just say, well, his dad wasn't around, so he doesn't have to do this or that. I think it's just a stupid, old, outdated way of doing things. The paying your dues is not setting up fucking chairs. It's learning and getting better at your craft, which you setting up chairs does not help.
No.
And again, this should have been
it never did. And like you said, Mr. T, it's just a way for promoters to get like a little bit of free labor. We know how promoters are in wrestling.
Oh yeah. Half of them are scumbags, let's be real.
Scumbags,
No, they're all scumbags. They all are, just to varying degrees. Right? The worse person you are, the better a promoter you are. That's my theory. So, look, like, it was clearly a way of them just getting like free labor out of people to set it up, so they don't have to pay high school kids to set it up. But even back then, they would pay like kids to fucking set shit up,
or some local bar guys, maybe.
Yeah, local kids, just like, all right, come on, kids, you can come set up the shit for us. You know, that's a good opportunity, by the way, because you don't have to pay them like a full fucking wage.
Well,
but it also gives a kid opportunity to earn a little bit of money and also get to, like, you know, say like, oh, I helped set up the wrestling show. That's a cool thing for a kid to have, and it's not like a super like bad environment for a kid to be working in. Like, I don't know. I think it's a bit fucking ridiculous that it's just like, oh, we're gonna force the wrestler to fucking do it. I think that's dumb. I don't know. Maybe that's me. Maybe we're gonna get a lot of shade for me saying that, but like, I don't think that's what paying your dues should really be, and I don't think you setting up a fucking chair or setting up a ring that has nothing to do with you getting actually better in said ring is paying your dues. Look, if you're short-staffed, cool. Boom. Fine. Maybe once or twice doing it, cool. Fine. But if you're going to have to do that for like 3 fucking years, you're going to have to go and lift all this shit, do this, boom, 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 and then you got to go wrestle, and you got to go put it on, and then you got to stay and dismantle everything. You're doing like way more work than anyone else. And you got
put in the truck.
Yeah.
It might be a good way for cardio, but also too, it's like you gotta be exhausted by the end of the night. You're working a 15-20 minute match.
Yeah, and you're an indie wrestler, which means you're gonna have to go fucking do that a couple nights in a row. Yeah, and you're still not even getting paid enough for the fucking gas that you're spending. So so it's kind of bullshit, man. You're getting paid less money than you would at doing a minimum wage job, while doing the same amount of work for a minimum wage job. That's fucked.